My whole thing is that you got to heal yourself from all psychological, emotional, physical, on every genetic level. And then once we better ourselves, we can then have better babies and have babies. Otherwise, there's no use overpopulating the planet just so that your ancestors would continue. But I don't know. That's up to you to decide because I had no family. You all had your families, and those of you who didn't, who are adopted or who are in foster homes or whatever, you guys know what it's like. At least these people adopt us and we get by on our own, but there's a lot of abuse. It's so bad. It's so bad how we get treated. I've never spoken to anybody who's been adopted, but that's just my take on it. And I wish you guys all the best because I didn't know I had it in me to do it, and I am succeeding. And it's just not because of my exposure on YouTube. It has been the overwhelming phone calls as well as my friends on Facebook now. Thank God now I have friends. I wonder why I didn't have any friends after 9/11 and no one spoke to me. I wonder what was going on there, but I know what was going on there. The world hated me, but that's okay. I have to heal with the Mcmullens. I got to heal with Mike. I got to heal with Chris. I got to heal with John. I love a lot because we don't have any kind of physical relationship and we're just best buddies and best friends, and he takes care of me and he helped me out. He paid for a airplane ticket for me all the way from Vancouver. When I called him up from Nanaimo, I was in BC and I was in the hospital there for a while because I didn't know what to do. And I called up the hospital and I stayed in the hospital, and then they put me into some kind of a place where I had to pay $41 a night, and they were going to change all my ID to BC, but something in me told me, no, head back to Ontario, get back to Toronto. You better run out of there all the way from Nanaimo, and this happened just like 2 months ago. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know when we can heal ourselves and heal with family problems, or heal ourselves and our brothers and sisters and really go deep with each other and everybody who's your friend or a stranger or someone who you work with and talk about things, or enemies or rivals, and really go deep. You never know. Maybe your enemies might become your best friends one day. You don't know. And not only that, I just wanted to say once we have accomplished that as on the planet as a civilization, I know that we will go forward. We will advance in our thinking, in our way of doing, and everything. I'm not saying change your eating habits. Everything is perfect on the world right now. But we use our visual too much. You see it in movies when we're using our eyesight on the cell phones, in the media, on any kind of app or anything out there, and everything is visual. You got to exercise your other senses a lot, and we got to start creating from our other senses like hearing, touch, sight, and really do that. I'm sure some of you would be quite amazed how far we could go, because everything has been visual for God knows how long, and it does work. It's very interesting, but we got to give our eyes a break. Anyways, enough said. My name is Pràtibha Mcmullen. I'm the owner and creator of 5 companies. The first one is called Widows Speak, based on truth and honesty, where we all write a little bit about our autobiography, or just could be a phrase out of nowhere about truth and honesty. It could be just like, oh, Jack handed me a sandwich and it was damn good, or he slapped me on the back and said, and that hurt. Anyways, and movies, everything could be made on that, and we would get to know each other better if everybody made a movie and we all watched it in the cinemas and paid $27 for a ticket. Oh, wow, this is what Sona Tavari's life was like. This is what Bandana Tavari's life was like. This is what Pràtibha Mcmullen's life was like. This is what Amita Shering's life was like. This is what Pràtibha Mcmullen's life was like. This is what Kathy Hawthorne's life was like. This is what Aruna Masi's life was like. This is what Mike's life was like. This is what Dave's life was like. This is what Colin's life was like. This is what Rachel's life was like. This is what Shanaz's life was like. This was like Mahajabeen's life was like. This was like Natasha's life like that. This is what Yalva's life was like. Anyways, just going on and watching autobiographies, going into deep healing each other, it's going to take a lot of work. Nobody gave me a single thing in life except when I begged for money, sitting at St. Clair Weston Keel outside the McDonald's in Toronto, where I'd beg for a toonie or for some money to have a cheeseburger or some cigarettes. I would ask people on the street for some cigarettes, and they were kind enough to give it to me. And thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys made my day special. You made me so happy. Nobody ever taught me about money. I learned everything about money on my own. Nobody ever taught me about how to get a job. When I first came to Canada, when I went to college, I didn't like it. I went to Seneca College. I wanted to go back to India and become a nun and join Mother Teresa. But evidently my dad, Clarence Osman Mcmullen, told me to stay in Canada. And ever since I wanted to go back to India, he always took that away from me. And he took the love of my life away from me, Ajit Shering. Ajit Shering is Clarence Osman Mcmullen's sister's son, Violet Shering. I tied a Rocky on him. We were good friends. He asked me to marry him, and my dad had said no. Anyways, enough said, because I was quite upset that I had tied a Rocky on him, and he was my brother, my Indian brother, and he asked me to marry him, so that kind of was a bit fucked up. Anyways, he was the love of my life in the sense that he was my brother. That's how I looked at him. Anyways, I didn't look at him any other way.